Open up your terminal and let's check to make sure that we've got Node Package Manager installed. And you can do this within any directory, so it actually doesn't matter which directory you're at. And we also see that if you haven't logged in for a while, we see that it's got an update here that we can do to Node Package Manager. So let's go ahead and do the update. And what this is doing, the -G is doing a global install of the Node Package Manager. And we're going to be doing quite a few package installs. So it's important to get used to being able to run the packages and do the installs. And when you see something like this where you've got the permission denied, what's happening here is that you need to access it as sudo. So this is basically, it's trying to write to all of these directories, but it's not able to write to those directories because we haven't given it super user access. So that's what sudo is. It gives you the ability to do super user access. So let's go ahead and type the same thing that we typed up there. So this time we're doing it as sudo. So we need to enter in our password. And once we do that, then this is going to install it as the super user. So it's going to give us permission to all of these directories that we weren't able to install it on. So this is an update of Node Package Manager. You might not need to do this depending on how updated your system is. So the next thing that we need to do is we want to navigate over to where our files are located. So let's clear this out just by typing clear, and that will clear out the console, so it gives us a little bit more space because we had quite a bit of stuff going on there. And now what I want to do is I actually want to navigate over to the right directory. So I've already created a folder on my computer. It's called sites. So it's just off of the root. So I need to actually navigate over to it. So we can do CD. And in order to list out the directories on a Mac, it's ls. On a Windows machine, dir. And that will list out the directory. So I can see all the directories and I can simply go into sites. So cd, change directory into sites. And here is where I actually want to make my directory that I want it to work out of. So I'm going to make a directory and I'm going to call it Ajax. And then if I list it out, I can see that I've got my directory of Ajax. I'm sitting in sites right now, and I've got my directory of Ajax, and I can also go into that if I wanted to. So I could change directory into Ajax, and if I list it out, I don't have any files in there as of yet. So once you've created the folder that you want to use, and you can see it that it's now been created on my system, and I can also open it up within brackets. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that folder that I want it to use. So that's that brand new one that we just created, called Ajax. So that's going to be my root directory where I'm going to write all of the files, and I can see it over here within Finder as well. And now the next thing that we want to do is we want to initiate the Node project. So it's NPM, so Node Package Manager init. And what that will do is that will initiate our project. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask us for our package or our package name. So we'll just call it Ajax. Version number 1 is fine. We can enter a description. So all of this stuff is optional. Entry point. So we're going to keep our entry point at index.js. And we can also always change this if we need to within the package.json file. Test command. So all of this stuff is fine. We don't have any keywords or Git repositories set up for this as of yet. So I'm just going to quickly skip through this, and it gives us an outline of what we've set up within package.json and before it actually creates it. So once it's okay, then we can just go ahead and we can create it. So we could just do yes, and that will create that package JSON. And then of course, if you need to, you can always open it up and edit it and update it. So we've got all the same fields: the name, description, version, the main entry point, the scripts, author, license, and so on. So that's all in there. So go ahead and initiate your Node package by typing in that npm init and set that up, and you're going to be ready for the next lesson where we're actually going to start working with Node. So that's coming up next.